So, Pokemon Go is kind of taking the world by storm.
But how big is this storm?
I'm Luke.
And I'm Jake.
Welcome
to Pixel Talk.
Welcome back to the third consecutive episode of Pixel Talk 3. That's quite a milestone, isn't it?
I would agree. I think we've done quite a good job so far.
So we'd like to just thank you. Thank you for tuning in every Monday. We hope that with our show, we're making your Mondays just a little bit better.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just not too much. We don't want you to have that great of a day. But
So we just hope you walk away from our show just saying, all right.
Yeah, like, all right, that was cool. Now time to, do some other stuff. But, now is the time to, give you that was cool. So we're going to talk about something today.
So this week, we're going to be talking about Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
So we might be a little bit late to the Pokemon Go party, but we don't consider ourselves journalists. We're not journalists.
No, we're not journalists, so we're not really, trying to cover the new stuff as it happens. We just feel like Pokemon Go is something we should talk about. It's definitely massive at this point. It's been, a month now since it came out?
A few weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
So
at least at the time of our recording. It'll have been longer when we actually put this out.
Yes, and the craze can just be seen just by walking down the streets.
Totally. On my way to work on the train, I saw, just today, I saw 3 people, in the same train car as me playing Pokemon Go. That's how big of a thing this has become over such a short span of time.
So we hope to we just want to share our experiences with the game.
Yeah, it's been pretty interesting. My first starter, I meant to choose a Charmander. I ended up choosing a Squirtle because I didn't know you could choose.
But all 3 of them appeared.
I only saw the Squirtle.
The first thing you see in the game is the 3 Pokemon surrounding you.
No, I didn't see any surrounding me. I just saw a Squirtle in my face, and I was like, all right, I'll press that Squirtle.
Oh, you could have had a Pikachu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently if you walk away from the 3 starters, then you have the opportunity to catch Pikachu.
Huh, that's interesting. Maybe, that's even smarter because it's a lot easier to catch those starters than it is to find a Pikachu. I haven't run into a Pikachu yet.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
cool.
I think I only found 1 so far, but it's a pretty low level.
Yeah.
And that's actually the interesting thing is, one of the main complaints of the game is that there's very, very, very little tutorial, so people are actually still finding stuff out about this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good and a bad thing. The whole thing with Eevees being named certain things to evolve into, certain evolutions, the only 3 we can have right now. Giving them those names based off, how it was in the anime is really cool, and it's, a secret that kind of reminds me of, what old games used to have as far as secrets go.
I love those secrets.
But at the same time, I feel like they could have given us a little bit of guidance.
With stuff like that, those things are fun to find, but stuff it never really explains how to take over gyms, how to efficiently get the best Pokemon in the game.
It doesn't really explain what's the difference between throwing a curveball versus throwing a regular ball.
Yeah, those are the kind of things you just have to
experiment
find out
with
as you go, and those are things you wish you knew at the beginning of the game, so you don't waste so much Stardust and all that.
Yeah, definitely. I wish it also explained. Not explained. I wish it asked for a confirmation before you said a lure. Because I wasted my first lure.
You did?
By just messing around. I didn't think that it was going to, actually place it until it was already placed.
Well, you gave someone a good Pokemon somewhere, so
yeah,
you can kind of take that to...
to heart, I guess. And then the other day, I was at a carnival, and there was a Pokestop right next to the carnival, because it was in the parking lot of a church. And there was, some statue that had a Pokestop on it, and I saw, players playing Pokemon Go, so I set up the lure, and then I saw smiles show up on those people.
That's the incredible thing about this game is just the social experience, because if you look at the game at a kind of mechanical level, very cold mechanical level,
it's not that
the gameplay itself is nothing special because the battles are bare bones and all that, but as a social experience, it's just been phenomenal. I haven't seen Pokemon boom this much since the 90s.
I know, it's quite something. Yeah, I think it's like what you say, Pokemon hasn't been this relevant since, when the first movie came out in theaters and everybody was playing the card game, although not really, they were just collecting the cards.
No one played the card game.
No one played the card game.
It's a good card game, by the way. We played it for a little bit back in the day.
Yeah, we did. It actually has some pretty interesting mechanics, I'd say. But regardless, like, that was the big Pokemon craze back then, and now I think it has sort of re-blossomed with Pokemon Go.
We kind of got like a second or third wave going on.
We did, and like we had interesting waves before that. Like when Gen 6 first came out, like we had X and Y, and when Pokemon X and Y came out, like there was a bunch of people playing Pokemon again for the first time in a really long time.
Yeah, because it was a huge milestone.
It was
Pokemon
3D.
Jumped into 3D, and I would say that another wave would be back when Diamond and Pearl came out, because
it was on the DS.
Because despite what kind of cult fans of Gen 3 may think, that was actually the time when Pokemon kind of wasn't cool anymore.
I love Gen 3.
Because that was when the Pokemon generation was going into middle school, and...
That's true. I remember, actually, in middle school, playing Gen 3 Pokemon. It was my first generation of Pokemon. I didn't... As far as the games go, I was into Pokemon before that. But I was playing the games for the first time, and it was in middle school, and it was the cool thing to hate on Pokemon at the time. So...
Which is somewhere just decided Pokemon wasn't cool anymore.
They grew out of it.
Oh, you're playing Pokemon?
Mm.
But when Diamond and Pearl came out, you actually... I saw people in my high school playing Pokemon again.
Oh, really? That's cool. I think that's definitely interesting. And now you're seeing it all over again for another time with Pokemon Go. And now even the people like who you'd never expect to even play video games, not even Pokemon, but video games in general, are playing Pokemon Go. Like my mom is playing Pokemon Go. So, yeah, I think it's pretty interesting.
Didn't you say you saw an old lady on the bus, like looking up tips on how to play Pokemon Go?
So I was on the train. It was the train, and this lady next to me was she had to have been like 65 at the very least, and she had this magazine out. I don't know what magazine it was, but there was a Pokemon Go tips and tricks stuff. I guess explaining just like the basic stuff that you wouldn't really know like immediately. And she was reading it really intently, and I was like, oh my god, like she's playing Pokemon Go. And that's so cool that like it's not only kids anymore, like all ages are jumping into this now. Like just yesterday when we were over at this one Pokestop part by the beach that we like to go to, there was like this 6-year-old kid with his dad, and they were both playing Pokemon Go together, and that's so cool.
It's pretty amazing. And this stop, it's around our area, that's where everybody just gathers at night. You just see at least 50 people.
Yeah, I guarantee you right now there's probably over 50 people camped out there.
Yeah, it's an area with like 4 Pokestops. Mm-hmm. And everybody's just like putting their lures in. And it's a great place to get good Pokemon and
meet people.
One of the best moments I've ever had with this game was someone yells, "There's a Hitmonlee here!"
Yeah.
There's a Hitmonlee, and everybody runs to the pier.
We all
trying to catch this Hitmonlee.
It was so cool.
It was awesome.
It was such a good experience. Like you could just see crowds of people running, and that was like, it's so immersive in a way that no other game that I've played has been, because it's immersion in real life. And
it really captures the spirit of what the game's kind of set out to do. You know, catch them all, get out there, get these Pokemon.
And I will say, I think it's something to be said that Pokemon Go has sort of reinvigorated our excitement for the original 151 Pokemon. Because initially, like, alright, the 151, the original, were all cool, but over time, they became, I guess, less exciting because we had so many other Pokemon, like over 700 at this point.
I think that it might be a mechanical reason. Like, you have your Gen 1ers, but if you really look at the games, like, the Pokemon kind of get more interesting, and the gameplay gets deeper and deeper.
It does. And, you know, so Gen 1 Pokemon sort of feels a little bit stale. But, I mean, they're still very much loved. But now, when we only have these 151 Pokemon in Pokemon Go, it's like the Pokemon that you would run into in the games and think, oh, that's common, it's just a Tauros, who cares? Now it's like, oh my god, it's a Tauros! We gotta go catch it!
Like, it really feels like those Pokemon are rare and valuable again.
Definitely. Especially because you juxtapose that with the amount of Rattatas and Pidgeys that you see. It's like, you know, just such a huge difference. Like, even when you run into an Eevee, you want to catch it because you want to get all the evolutions. And when you run into, like, yesterday I caught an Electabuzz.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where'd you get Electabuzz?
It was on the train. Dang. I know. It was great. So, like, it was so cool just to, like, see these Pokemon that you don't expect to see. And, like, that excitement is reinvigorated all over again. And I think that's one of the best things about Pokemon Go, along with the whole social interaction. So,
yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's just been really good. There's been some negatives, too. But, I kind of want to shift the conversation into the area of
crashing.
There's that's a technical issue, but I was going to say it's kind of
bare bones.
Not even that. I was trying to bring up the rival games.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm Team Instinct. I'm one of the good guys.
I'm Valor. I know I'm opening myself up to criticism. I know.
Yeah, we don't have a Mystic with us, which is unfortunate. Yesterday we actually ran into a Mystic at that Pokestop, and he was a pretty cool Mystic. He said he approved of Instinct because I wasn't Valor, and he said he was pretty nice for a Valor. So
I'll take it.
Yeah. That was cool. The team rivalry is definitely something that's been really, really interesting to watch too, because people are taking it really passionately.
One of my favorite things to do is I'm the kind of person who loves taking over gyms. It's just a deep level of selfish satisfaction that I have. Mm-hmm. But another interesting thing is people play this game for different reasons.
They do.
You could go without taking any gyms. There are people that just like being a collector, like you.
Yeah, I haven't actually taken a single gym yet. I have been collecting a bunch. Whenever I see one that I don't have, I catch it immediately. And even if I do see one that I do have, I catch it. Like, I am all about collecting, and I like going to the Pokestops and getting the prizes from the Pokestops. And like getting all those extra Pokeballs and the items until my bag is full. I think that's a lot of fun. And then going out and just collecting. And the battling is sort of like, it's another option of playing that I could do when I get bored or something. Or if there's a gym and I have the option to take it, I'm like, why not? But it's not like the thing I go to for. And that's just me though.
So we're kind of like on different sides of the spectrum. Like there's you can be a conqueror or you can be a collector.
Definitely.
And that's a question I want to pose to our audience. Like, what do you play this game for? Are you a conqueror or are you a collector?
Also, what team are you on?
What team are you on? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. You can fight if you want. You shouldn't fight. Don't fight.
This game's bringing people together. We don't need to.
We don't need to have.
We don't need to tear each other apart.
No. But yeah, actually, if you want to say something nice about the other team, you try. I mean, I know it's hard. You can do it though. Instinct can do it. We're the nice people. So.
Hey, who has the most gyms?
I don't care who has the most gyms.
We're good.
I know, we're good. We're good. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pretty good discussion.
Yes, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. We'll put that down here as usual.
Yep.
And check out our playthrough of Paper Mario and Moon Hunters.
Yeah, we have Moon Hunters out now, too. It's a pretty short game, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll be out either by the time this is out or... Yeah. Yes, it should be out.
It'll definitely be out by the time this is out. So yeah, you go in and watch it. You'll enjoy it. It's a pretty good game. It has phenomenal music. You'll love it. So anyway, take care.
See you next time. You know what's interesting?
What's interesting?
The Tomberry of Hope
is gone.
Is now the Mudkip of Hope.
Well, no, he doesn't have a pin of hope on him. He can't be the Mudkip of Hope if he doesn't have a pin of hope.
Well, the question I want to ask you is, what is he the Mudkip of then?
His name is Talum, just like my otter. They're both Talum because...
So, which is Talum the first of his name?
The otter.
So the
this
otter...
is Talum the second of his name.
So we're making like a family tree of Talums.
Talum Splash, the FF14 character, is Talum Splash, the third of his name.
Okay, so which one is the heir to Talum Fell?
Probably the third of his name because Mudkip can't really rule.
Why?
He's a Mudkip.
Okay, we've established that Mudkips cannot rule.
Can they rule? I don't know.
I think they can.
What? How would a Mudkip rule? What would it decree? What if it was like Tommen and then... No! Talum's Landing.